Anyway, heyo, Laura Griffin in chat. Good to see you. Now, that was kind of an assumption now, wasn't it? But I am actually joined by Cybernetic Pink Eye, aka Griffin.
I mean, at this point, it's a safe assumption.
Yeah, probably. And hello, Shikarian. Welcome, welcome. As you can probably guess from the fact that it is presently on screen, I am going to be playing some more Final Fantasy VII today, which is why those of you who are patrons, if you did not get a notification for voting on what to stream today, I was just like, I want to play Final Fantasy VII today. And you may notice that there are some slight differences from the last time I streamed because I actually just took a little bit of time to do the teetsiest bit of leveling. So, like, both Cloud and Tifa leveled, Eris is a little bit closer to leveling, and so on. But I was admittedly somewhat inspired because you guys may have noticed that there was a new Smash announcement this week.
Yeah, also, as a heads up, I'm not sure, but I think we might be lagging a bit on the stream.
That's probably going to happen no matter what.
Well, yeah, but I mean, to the point where there's a loading wheel.
Well, I don't know what there's literally nothing I can do about that, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to give you a heads up.
I literally cannot change that fact, unfortunately. Yeah. As much as I would really love to, if I had control over my ability to stream completely seamlessly, if I had the ability to not have things screw up on YouTube's end. Unfortunately, there are so many factors as to why shit might or might not be working that all I can do is kind of just do what I'm doing on my end.
Yeah.
But yes, so, announcement this week by Smash. I mean, honestly, I've been in a Final Fantasy VII mood in the last couple of months anyway, because, I wanted to play this game and showcase it for y'all. But they announced Sephiroth in Smash, and of course I'm sitting here going, but why though? Because here's the thing. I love Sephiroth. The character is near and dear to me, was among my fictional crushes when I was 12. I hate that he keeps getting thrown into everything. There does not seem to be anything that they are not willing to shove him into, and it's frustrating because it ends up diminishing his overall impact within the context of the universe that he came from.
Yeah. Like, I think you said it best the other day. He is the pyramid head of Final Fantasy.
Exactly what I was going to say, yes. I said this to him, but just in general, yeah, it's the it is the pyramid head of Final Fantasy. Pyramid Head also suffering from this, where in the original context in which Pyramid Head was introduced was actually poignant, poetic, and terrifying as shit. Unfortunately, with every time they kept trying to export him to other games in the series and then into the movie where it made no sense and all of these different things, Pyramid Head is no longer as impactful because he's been completely divorced from the entire reason that he was created.
Yeah, I think what happened is every video game company at that point realized, oh, every series needs their Pikachu. We need that one character who is consistently representative of that series. So for Pokemon, it's Pikachu. For Resident Evil, or rather Silent Hill, let's do fucking Pyramid Head because people remember him, right?
But that's just it. The reason why Pyramid Head was so important to Silent Hill in the first place was because he literally existed as an extension of James Sunderland's psyche, and was his projected self-loathing and desire for punishment.
Yeah.
So to have him exported to other games, just kind of like, okay, but James isn't in this one. He's nowhere near this. Why are we including him in this? And in the movie, it literally made no sense because there was no James at any point. The implication might have been that, what's his name? The Sean Bean character might have gone on to actually, be be the James Sunderland, but they never really followed through on that, and we're not going to touch the quote-unquote attempted sequel.
Yeah.
Also, yes, I again do apologize if there is a lag with the streamed video. Unfortunately, there's not much, like I said, there's not much that I can do about that. The only thing that I could do is just not stream. That sounds so passive aggressive. Well, I mean, if you don't like the way that I'm doing it, then I could just not stream. Not a cool thing to do. But either way, Sephiroth in the context of this game, I know that I spent a huge chunk of time talking about it before, but the build up to his arrival in the plot and the kind of figure that he was imposing over the entire game, almost to the point of being elevated to godlike status, never mind the end part of the game, period.
Yeah.
But, to Kingdom Hearts, it was just kind of like, okay, that is a game where they're exporting Final Fantasy characters. I was kind of, mixed on that anyway, and I did actually kind of like that particular presentation because it's literally the concept of these worlds are getting destroyed and these characters are getting displaced, and so what else are they going to do? Of course, the fact that Sephiroth's only engagement was with the fucking Colosseum... okay, sure, fine. They made a lot of interesting choices for Kingdom Hearts.
They really did.
Is a confusing character, not as confusing as Ultimecia. See, the thing is that Sephiroth is simultaneously not that complicated and also really complicated.
It's all a matter of context.
Time travel makes things a mess. We're not going to even touch Ultimecia because that's whatever. But with Sephiroth, with every time that they put him in something else, every time he was an unlockable character in something or anything along those lines, every time they kept reusing his image for something. I will even say that some of the, I guess, sequel/prequel games, what was it? It was Crisis Core, I think it was.
Yeah.
The one that introduced the other soldiers that worked alongside him, showing him. And I think that I liked that game. I never played it, but from what I saw of it, I actually really liked it because it went into more so how Sephiroth was when he was a general, when he was, at his peak. He was very, very much a no-nonsense, focused, but still somewhat compassionate person. He cared about the people who were working with him, and he was very determined to do the right thing. Obviously, something snapped his psyche at one point.
Yeah.
Lord, with that Pingu meme, well, now I'm not doing it. Oh, Lord, that is a hell of a fucking...
See, I just can't get rid of the fact that they put fucking Gokt in the game.
I didn't remember that, but I remember hearing about that.
That was the major selling point of Crisis Core, if I'm not mistaken.
The major selling point of Crisis Core was more Sephiroth and more Zack and more Cloud, and that whole time period where Cloud was just soldier guy. But the thing is that after that point, when they kept reusing Sephiroth for so many different things, and now seeing him in Smash, it was already bad enough when he was in the Colosseum in Kingdom Hearts, putting him in Smash, I get the concept of those games is that it's a kid playing with toys and it's whatever, but it's still conceptually for me really bizarre to have Sephiroth put into that, because again, he's an ultimate villain. He literally became God for a few minutes, okay? To make him all of a sudden just be, I'm gonna fight these random people. I get it. It's... The pretext is just so incongruent. I will say that what I've seen of Final Fantasy VII Remake is actually really cool. I don't want to spoil anything, but I really am intrigued to see where they're going with Sephiroth in that game. And also, yes, if I'm saying hello to people and it's considerably delayed, it's because their stream lags, and I don't have control over that, unfortunately. I might have to do some slight adjustments to things like you may see the moving water on the screen. I might have to replace those
I was going to
things.
say that might be something to consider sacrificing.
Yeah, I may have to adjust the frames or something. I really don't want to have to reset this thing up again, but
Yeah.
if the internet's not going to support it, or if, whatever else is going on isn't going to support it, then yeah, that's frustrating. But I did take a lot of time, and I tried to put a lot of care into arranging the screen so that it would be all nice and presentable, and to have all of those little notifications on the screen of social media and channel and all of that stuff. And
it is gorgeous.
The patreon.com/mlorelei for people who want to support the channel on the regular, or the coffee.com/mlorelei for people who want to do the perhaps one-time donation. Both of those things, as I say every time, help me out considerably. So, and I've had a lot of generosity, especially like just in general. Last couple of months have actually helped me get out of a really snug spot financially. So, my thanks again to everyone who decided to chip in and help. And that definitely includes you, Shakarian. Don't think I didn't notice this last week when you decided to send me something on the sly. Sorry I'm a bit slow. I'm making some dinner.
Yeah.
But, sorry, you were gonna say?
I was just gonna say, as far as like my opinion on the whole matter is concerned, I just stopped giving a shit about Smash as soon as they started doing the paid DLC bullshit.
So I think part of what I'm gonna do, see if we can actually help this out, because I don't need these. I'm going to... this is all fun here. You can see the elements on this thing disappear live. That's that. Yeah, let's see if that helps a little bit with the stream lag.
I will say the frame rate on the water effect is much better.
Yeah. Okay, so that might have to be the key. Hope things are getting better. Okay. So, anyway, obviously, I have a lot of opinions about Final Fantasy VII. It's why I keep playing it, and I keep, wanting to share that. It's really surreal, too, because this game came out in 1997, and for me, like, that was when I was 12, but for so many people, and unfortunately, well, I don't mean unfortunately, but in the context of it's strange because many of you who were watching this were not alive when this game came out, never mind when you were, when old enough to potentially remember this game when it came out. So it's weird, it's cognizantly weird for me, because even though I know that this game came out a long time ago, that doesn't change it from being kind of like weird to realize how old I actually am. But the plus side is that I get to actually introduce this game to a new generation of people. All 10 of you who watch these videos.
I mean, again, it's step by step.
Day by day.
How did I know?
Anyway, but yes, so I do want to get into it. I apologize for the very long lead into this. Obviously, we know that I like to talk about things, and hey, at least I'm not addressing big, big picture political stuff today. No, I'm going to be covering that in a new series of podcasts that I'm going to be posting probably to Sirenia Studios. I don't have a name for that series yet, and I make a remark on that in it. I've been tempted to transpose that for the symbolism and lore, since any kind of conversation that I'd be having in a podcasty sense would still be dissecting media as well as lore stuff, but I think probably still want to keep them separately. Either way. Listen to me muse and contemplate this out loud. Either way, Yeah, it looks like the water effect is exactly what's causing it to break down.
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Alright. Anyway, all of that said, it's time for GAM. Also, oh wow, the audio just kicked in. Obviously, alright, move the mouse off the screen. You can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I can see the game. I don't see the mouse.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do I have? How close am I to a 10? Alright, I've got a decent amount of 10s, but I think I want to hold on to them.
And, like, it's such a minor thing, but even something as simple as the fucking, like the menu cursor sound is so fucking nostalgic for me.
Oh, yeah, same. I actually watched a video of, like, the composer for this game, a lot of the Final Fantasy games, listening to a remix of, or, like, it was like a medley of some of the songs from the game. Oh, hello.
Huh. Burb.
I was gonna say we have Burb. Couldn't steal anything, so they do have something. Let's see. I was alive in 1997, but I never played the game. I just never knew what happened I just knew what happened thanks to the top 10 list. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Blue
I mean,
Impulse. Oh.
I'll even say that even if, like, you're already aware of, like, just the basic structure of the story and how things progress, I'd still recommend this game purely on the merit of the experience and how the story is told. And I know Laura has gotten into detail on that, like, numerous times during these streams, but I think it's definitely worth seeing for and experiencing for yourself.
Yeah. I got tricked by the original Final Fantasy VII advertising. Well, the thing is that, like, I know that the FMV sequences are very different from the base gameplay stuff, but the thing is that they were showcasing that because prior to that, there was not a lot of, like, 3D games of that level. They were showing off these cinematic cutscenes that in video games really didn't exist before this point. They were really challenging, and it was one of the reasons why Final Fantasy VII ended up really launching the series into the mainstream.
Yeah, that was the primary selling point for the game in the West, just how much of a cinematic experience it was as opposed to, like, previous, like, especially JRPGs that were being pushed, and they weren't even being pushed all that much to begin with in the West. So to have something like this come out of the blue, that have this sort of, like, I don't want to say, like, steampunk or cyberpunk, but this is, like, this kind of, this aesthetic of, like, worn out future tech, which honestly I think is one of my favorite aesthetics when it comes to sci-fi, paired with, you know, concepts of, like, magic and summoning, which honestly I think is, like, it set the tone for a lot of the future titles in the Final Fantasy series, I think, which I am very thankful for.
Yeah,
because there's so many fucking Tolkien-inspired fantasy settings with RPGs and stuff like that, and it can get a little, you know, repetitive, to say the very least.
Yeah, I was... Cat, please. Cat, please. Zelda, no. Zelda, I know that you want to jump down. I know you want attention. I'm going to hold you up here with my hand. Oh, baby girl. I'm so used to the PC version of the game that seeing and hearing the PS1 version is interesting because it uses completely different music processing. I wouldn't know. I am playing the PC version. Zelda, please. I was basically too young at the time to form any clear memories when Final Fantasy VII came out. Well, like I said, I was 12. Zelda, please.
And for me, it wasn't until much later in life that I actually, you know, delved into, like, FF7, like, from the original, the PS1 version. Because I'd heard, I think, and I've mentioned this a few times, I think my initial exposure to FF7 was Advent Children. And so I was completely lost initially as to what the fuck everything was, you know, save for the recap they have at the beginning of the movie. But it got me intrigued. And then I discovered other bits and pieces of it here and there and decided, you know what, I'm going to see what the original deal was about. And I got as far as preparing for the final battle and not being able to find and defeat Emerald and Ruby weapon, because those were the last things I wanted to do before taking on Sephiroth. But yeah, there's so much. There's so much, not only to appreciate, but also just to... And I also understand that a big chunk of my appreciation does come from nostalgia. But...
Whoop.
Oop.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Okay. Because I just only heard the music cut the fuck out, and like, uh-oh.
Yeah. My sword is bigger than my torso. Sephiroth, my cloud... my cloud. Anyway, my sword is taller than LeBron James. Tifa can punch people. Okay, but Tifa can kick ass, though.
She really can, at least in the remake.
Well, yeah, and in Advent Children. This game did not code her well, but that's because it was the 90s, and it was also Japan, so...
Yeah, can I just say, like, spoilers aside, that one fucking scene with Tifa and Advent Children.
Oh god, yeah, like, it was unfortunate that we could only kind of underestimate her up until that point, but then we get to actually see her be the martial arts expert that she is. That's like me starting Kingdom Hearts 2 before 1 and the in-between games. The thing is that I played Kingdom Hearts 1, and then I played Kingdom Hearts 2, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on because I didn't play all of the other games that were released on other consoles and other platforms.
Yeah.
I look forward to beating this game again, especially with that Smash reveal the other day. As of now, the only Final Fantasy games I have beaten are 6, 7, and 15.
I mean, not bad choices, all things considered.
No, I definitely recommend 8. It tends to be a very maligned installment in the series because the focus shifts tremendously, especially because one of the main drives of the plot is the romance between the main character and one of the first female characters that, well, not really, not one of the first, but yeah, one of the major female characters of the game. But it's a good game. It gets a little complicated, gets a little weird, especially because time travel is involved. But it's still a good, solid game. 9 is good because it is a return to a bit more of a cutesy style, visual style. Unfortunately, I never played too far into that one.
I will say, if you're looking for video games where female characters have any sort of agency, it's sort of slim pickings with the Final Fantasy series.
Yeah, 10 is also in that weird spot where it gets really super maligned, but, like, it's actually not a bad game. I really do love... Like, it kind of grew on me over time. It was very different from what I liked about previous Final Fantasy installments, but then over time I was like, oh, okay, I actually really like this. It really subverts what you expect as being the main character, and by the end, and this isn't really a spoiler to say, you realize that it really is Yuna that's the main character of the story, despite what Titus says or Titus says at the beginning.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the game. I keep saying I'm gonna do that. So I just realized where I was. And that's why I just saved it, because I also don't remember much about this.
Oh god. We've been fighting the Shinra on this battlefield for a long time. We've still settled in. First thing I thought I read that wrong. We've still settled in for a long war with them. Could you spare some time and help us fight them? Random stranger I just met on the street. We don't want to sound so pushy, so if you're busy with some, why don't you finish that first?
Because here's the thing, this is why I saved it. We'll help you. I don't remember everything about how this plays out, but...
If this is the mission I think it is...
It's a side quest thing.
Yeah. Is it the one with the giant fucking egg?
Yes.
Oh, God. Yeah. Really? Then go up and they'll fill you in on the details.
Oh, okay. Go up as he runs inside.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean...
Do you have anything you can tell me about 4? Earlier today I managed to get myself a copy of the PS1 version along with Chrono Trigger, which is cool. I can never know how to play Blitzball properly, neither could I. 4 is also really good. It has been a very, very, very long time since I played it, but if you liked 6 especially, there's a lot more overlap between ability to play those games, like the way that they present themselves. 4 is a very good, intricate plot in itself. It's actually a little bit less complicated than later Final Fantasy games, but it does have some really interesting twists along the way. A lot of questions about morality and how informed we are about, the choices that we make or the things that might inform our decisions. And it talked, like I said, a lot of, gray morality stuff or things that there's a lot. It was one of the instances of genuine tragedy in terms of, I was gonna say, because I thought Eris was, but no, actually I think that was one of the first games that actually had party characters that did not survive the entire game through. Some of them would join your party and then leave, but there are some that actually legitimately did not survive. So yeah, that's what.
Speaking of which, can I just say how fucking eerily hilarious it is just to see this rope dangling with Cloud's feet from the top of the screen.
I guess it's just water polo, but in the water.
Bad ending.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. That caught me off guard.
That's actually kind of creepy, actually.
A bit.
I have to climb so much.
Yeah.
I've actually
Welcome
also
to the
been
fucking ant farm.
I've also been revisiting a lot of Final Fantasy 6 stuff. I saw an analysis breaking down well, not just Kefka, but specifically Dancing Mad from Final Fantasy VI, and actually a few people kind of analyzing the composition of it, which it's a phenomenal piece, and you can easily find it in many different iterations, different remixes, reorchestration, etc.
Yeah, I was gonna say, people love remixing the fuck out of that song.
And it's an 18-minute song, so that's how you know that they love what they're doing.
Yeah.
But, let's see, I guess, yeah. So, the Final Fantasy VI is probably my favorite entry. Final Fantasy VII is kind of up there. They can kind of fluctuate a little bit, but Final Fantasy VI gets to me, and maybe it's just because of nostalgia when I was playing it in my life. Hard to say. But the breakdown of Kefka's character, and the thing that I remember seeing in this one video that I was watching was the commentary on normally most of these JRPGs, when you defeat the final boss, you get a final speech from them. You get some kind of no, it cannot be! You were correct all along! Or, I refuse to accept this! Etc. Some kind of declarative statement that's a coda to their entire antagonism of the game. Kefka doesn't get that. He just disintegrates. But the point that was made in the video that I was watching analyzing Dancing Mad is that his final speech is the song Dancing Mad. The different movements are literally components of the character that you end up fighting.
It's sort of his thesis statement.
It is. The first movement is basically the introduction to his character, the kind of hidden threat that he was kind of there for. The second part was the exemplification of his madness. I think the first part was about the deception. I think the first part, it was also the third part is his ascension to godhood. And when you defeat all of these things, the thing that was kind of stated about the fourth movement and the fourth and a half movement of the song is that's the part where you're fighting Kefka proper. And that's him in all of his absolute glory. The music plays a lot with syncopation. It's actually very misleading to the point where it sounds even more chaotic. It sounds like it's playing on a particular rhythm, but then it seems to randomly cut away from things. It cuts between different leitmotifs. Oh, what? Did I just hear something?
I would not know.
I think I did, but I don't. I think I might have accidentally hidden something. Did I? Anyway, train of thought. Right, okay. So the music for the final component of it is very wild, very all over the place. It is very much not just boss battle, but the sense that you are fighting against someone who is flitting from place to place, who has no solid grasp on his own sanity anymore, and no solid grasp. He's just wild, wanton destruction. And he's very powerful in this moment. But the thing is that the 4th and a half movement, which ends up breaking up parts of the final movement, is where it gets really somber and actually goes back to a much more lucid form of music. And it's very much in his own way. It's an implication, just very symbolically, of him having that last moment of lucidity and understanding that he's not going to survive this. That he is actually losing, and it's his regret that he no longer has the ability to enact anything. That even the idea that the world is nothing and nihilism, his nihilism, and literally saying that there's no point to any of it, there's no need for hope, and, you know, chaos and destruction is just the way of the universe. That was his thesis statement on the state of the world. And yet these characters come along and they start actually defeating him, and he kind of has no choice but to accept that there is something more powerful than his nihilistic interpretation of pure destruction and chaos, that their hope, their desire to restore the world, to heal, was actually greater than all of the power that he accrued by stealing the power of 3 goddesses for his own use.
I mean, you raise a really interesting point there, because Kefka at the end of it all just sort of says, understandable, have a nice day.
And that's
once he's defeated.
And that's just it. What else is there to say? They won.
I mean, like, okay, I'm a peace out.
But like, that's the thing, is that he doesn't say anything because the music in itself indicates more about his state of mind. So when you do finally defeat him, there's nothing left to him. All he was that madness and that assumption that he could just gleefully destroy the world at his leisure, and he had nothing else to him.
And honestly, like, the end of him is perfectly in character as well, because it's just a sort of like shift in the wind, which matches his chaotic tendencies. Like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm not God anymore then. Well, bye. Well,
that's just it. Like, he doesn't have anything to say then, because, like, he's already said anything that he's gonna say about it. And if he's right, that the universe is nothing but emptiness and destruction, then even this final little burst of power isn't going to stop that. But I think it's honestly because we also see that he is a coward and that he does not withstand pain at all. He runs away from everything. And so in the utter humiliation of having become a god and then being defeated by these mortals, these ragtag heroes that, you know, try to stave off the inevitable end of things, and yet they still kick his ass. There's the only thing that he can do to cower away from that is just silently fade away.
I mean,
it's the last retreat. He can't say out loud how he feels, because he feels nothing.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know what else he could say at that point, yeah. But that's why I really love the musical introduction to, like, the musical implications through the way that everything is handled. They they tell us what Kefka's final speech truly is, just with music instead of words. Anyway. That's a different Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it's not unlike how things ended with Sephiroth, just to a sort of different extent.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now this is something. I never thought anyone would ever climb up here, despite people climbing up that rope on a daily basis. Your eyes are different. Well, anyhow, any minute now, this will be a battlefield against Shinra. I'm the last surviving person in this game who doesn't say the Shinra. You better get down before you get involved.
So Kefka is Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. You think destroying the world is funny. I do, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. I don't think I've ever watched that particular Joker interpretation.
Oddly enough, with less incel glorification.
It's funny, but yeah. Kefka is very complicated, and I feel like I need to do a symbolism and lore on him at this point.
Yes, you do.
You mean Shinra? What do you mean a battlefield?
The fuck does it sound like I meant? It appears you have a problem with Shinra too. After all, you climbed up here. Why not listen to what I have to say for a moment?
I guess so. I guess so.
Alright, calm your tits, edgelord. Do you know what's at the top of this mountain?
The mountain's peak? A huge
No,
bird.
that's your character.
A huge bird. The reactor and the condor.
Reactor and the Condor sounds like a fucking fantasy book title, I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
That's right. On that mountain is a condor and a reactor. It seems the Shinra...
God damn it.
Well, there I go, end me now. It seems the Shinra doesn't like the idea of having a condor on top of the reactor.
No shit!
What's so wrong with the condor could get fucking fried?
I mean, yeah, or could get sucked into a fucking wind turbine.
Anyway, what's so wrong with having a condor on top of the reactor? Why? Sorry, why? I can't find Eris's voice. Where's Jane?
See, now I'm just flashing back to fucking session last week. But why?
Oh, what was that in response to?
Oh god, I think a scout said he didn't want the ring or something. Or is an item he didn't want. Oh no, it was Ken who didn't want a specific item the hags were offering.
Oh, right. Oh god.
Yeah, God.
Anyway, it seems there's some type of special materia in the reactor above us. The legendary Hollandaise materia. Because the Condor came, too much information, I know, the Shinra rushed troops here. The military wants to get the Condor and all the villagers off this mountain. The Condor is now warming its egg, which hatches only once every few years.
Well, wait a minute. The egg hatches, but is it the same egg every time? It hatches and then what? You tape it back together?
Are you really questioning video game logic?
Yes!
Okay, calm down, MatPat. Anyway...
Do not insult me like that.
We would like to protect the Condor from being harmed.
New lives. Whoa, he just fucking dropped the fucking pose. New lives. What? Straight!
JoJo music intensifies.
Condor's egg. A real work of nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Tifa.
Notice the lack of a period there, by the way.
So, Condor's egg, a real work of nature.
Condor's egg, a real work of nature. That does sound like a JoJo season title.
We've got to protect the life of the planet. We must protect the condor egg, right?
Is it the egg or the planet? Make up your goddamn mind. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to fight Shinra ourselves. That's why we have hired soldiers to help us. Not all capital soldiers, mind you. As our sponsor, you can help us with the contribution or by fighting alongside of us. What do you think? You want to join us in our fight?
Cloud? Cloud, why are you still worrying about it? Alright.
Yeah, look, the man's a brooder. You gotta respect that.
Cloud, thanks. Yes, yes. Let's do our best. Alright, bye. Item. Ooh, that's right. This place has a shop.
It M. Man, they have impeccable tans around here.
Hello. Do your best. We will too.
Do your best, always do your best.
The Commodore 64 and the reactor. Okay.
Alright.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do have a fucking sleep area.
Yeah.
Oh. Say, let's rest, okay? We'll get some rest. You could protect that egg, but I really want that omelet. I mean, that's a big omelet.
Usually you save the power nap until after you have a giant omelet.
Okay. Alright.
God, you know I just realized? I've never had omelet rice, and I'm really craving omelet rice right now. Random thought, I know, just...
Omuraisu.
Yes.
Go up the ladder.
There's probably a couple places in town that probably sell it.
Can you please?
Listen, I have a one-track mind when it comes to food.
Yes, I've already told the Rice store about you. So they should sell you various items.
Goodbye, Griffin. Anyway. No.
And feel free to use our beds.
I read that as birds for a second.
Use your birds for what?
Use our birds.
Where do you think the egg came from?
Okay.
We already... Oh my god, fuck you. No, the implications in Dragon Age Origins about the fucking dragon eggs are bad enough.
Yeah.
Feel free to use our beds. Oh yeah, we already helped ourselves to that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Ask my son who breeds chocobos. Who's standing guard at the shed about anything related to our military tactics.
Okay. I do like the music for this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, I'm just now realizing that old people only seem to exist in this game exclusively to forward you to their children.
Hi.
Thanks for accepting. So, shall I let you in on our strategy? The enemy has targeted our mountain reactor, and will be climbing to reach it. We must set a trap and hire soldiers to protect the place. Well, this is all we have. This village doesn't have any money. Even if we wanted to fight, we can't because what is the correlation here? We can't fight because we have no money.
You can't hire soldiers to help you fight.
Yeah, that if you phrased it that way, it would make a bit more sense there, buddy. That headband on too tight?
But that's what he said immediately before this, that they were hiring people to fight. Anyway, Zach saying, suddenly reminded of the sign that says do not sell the birds, or do not feed birds to birds. Good thing they're
I
okay
mean-
with sleeping, otherwise it'd been awkward and rude. Otherwise, do not impress the birds. Yeah. I mean,
But what if Bird craves Nug?
We need 400 gil to hire 1 soldier. So, if we hire 20 soldiers, we need 8,000 gil. This is your basic math lesson for today. We need to ask you to use your own money to hire these soldiers, buy equipment, set it up, and give the commands. This is turned into a turn-based strategy game.
yeah.
If you don't have time, could you help us with a donation?
It's not even a turn-based strategy, it's just strategy.
Yeah. If you donate the money, we can hire the soldiers and block Shinra's attack. According to different Patreon tiers, we'll be able to get varying levels of success. We know what we're asking is selfish. We send our wives and children to another village, but we're resigned to stay.
Is this like a deeper voiced logician for you?
You know, you're not wrong.
The kind of
It's not quite-
cadence.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sorry. I
Don't worry.
I had a wave of suddenly not feeling great, but that's...
Ooh.
I'm
Sure.
fine. I am fine. It was just... I got a decent amount of sleep last night, but prior to that I had a really janky schedule for my sleep. And I don't think I've quite caught up on it yet, which, for me, like most people when they don't get enough sleep, they get like drowsy, or like they get sleepy, or they're not able to stay awake. I'm perfectly capable of staying awake. The problem is that my body decides to divert tiredness into things like nausea, or manifesting as symptoms of like a cold or something like that. So like it I can be awake and cognizant and perfectly fine, but meanwhile my body is just shutting itself down on me, so I'm probably going to be getting plenty of rest tonight, or attempting.
Fingers crossed.
Anyway.
Let's go back to basics. To defeat the Shinra. Did you send your daughters when I asked for soldiers?
Griffin.
If the enemy reaches the shed, you'll have to fight them off immediately.
Griffin. Griffin! Anyway.
Promotion! It's not the end of the world, but if you lose repeatedly, it could be dangerous. See, the end of the world comes later, on Disc 3. Now then, is there anything you wish to ask? You can win by wiping out the enemy or killing the enemy commander. You've taken a life, right? If the enemy reaches the shed, any shed, they'll attack and you'll have no choice but to battle immediately.
No, it's not dehydration. Thank you, though, Ruberna.
Yeah. If you lose during direct contact, and even if the enemy gets to the reactor, there's still a chance to win. By safe scumming. But it's only a slight chance, and we have no idea how much the reactor can endure in an attack. When we can't defend against the attacker any longer, the Shinra will take our lives, the Condor, and all the materia in the reactor.
Which you really don't want them to do, because I think this is the site of one of the huge materia, something that they're going to explain more about later.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so... there are 4 types of enemies. Wyverns, beasts... Well, we'll go over this one first, I guess. Wyverns are flying types that can move at high speed. Stones and Tristoner aren't effective against them.
Wyvern.
Stoner and Tristoner. Let's see, now... I get this fucking image of, like, 3, like, potheads in a get-along sweater when they say Tristoner.
I mean... Also, Jesus. Sorry, I was just listening to my computer there for a second.
Oof.
It's fine, but... I'm just double-checking something real quick.
That's fair.
No. Oh, June... No.
No, no.
Na 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 na.
That fucking cat.
Na na na. Um.
The Ring 3 coming this summer. Actually, there's probably been like 10 of those Ring movies by now, so. Including one where the Ring fought the Grudge.
Mm.
It was Sadako and Kayako, that's what it was. My apologies.
Let's see. No. Okay. Well, not gonna do that anymore. Wyverns are dragon types, not plain flying types. I mean,
correct.
Anyway.
Beasts are monster types that do not move quickly, but have explosive attacking power. Ah yes, the Bakugo type. Barbarians are human types. They attack from a distance, so you've got to be on your toes.
So you say Bakugo, and the immediate thing that I think of is, again, in My Hero Academia, the one moment where there's an explosion, and
Yes!
Todoroki just goes, Bakugo, or something like that. And it's like, it's just, he knows it's Bakugo.
Oh, God.
It's like it's an explosion happens, they're like, yeah, that's Bakugo, alright.
Yeah. God. Oh, but that reminds me, at one point, if you're willing, I've got to take you through season 4. Because it's got its moments.
I see. Anyway.
And so, let's move on. Commanders are the enemy. Well, commanders, it's in the fucking name. They're the ones we want to subdue, but they're formidable foes. Let's see here. Your mobile allies are fighters, attackers, which seems a little redundant, defenders, shooters, repairers, it has to be an easier name, and workers. Your immobile allies are Stoner, Tri-Stoner, Catapult, and, like, they have to have known, right? And Fire Catapult.
I'm not answering your stupid questions.
Why not? What makes them any different from most of my questions? We're gonna be here a while, folks. Fighters are good at defending and attacking, but aren't especially effective or deficient for any enemy.
So they're very generic.
Yeah.
They're very well-rounded, but there are more effective and less effective types depending on what you get attacked by. But anyway.
Yeah.
You may
Attacker-
remember a sequence like this in Final Fantasy VI, as a matter of fact. A couple of times, even.
The fucked up thing is, this is what Brutal Legend eventually turned into. Attackers move extremely fast and are best for expanding the front line.
I'm gonna take a quick sec to see if I can mitigate some of the potential future nausea that I can kind of feel hitting me.
Please do.
See, so funny story. I have such a known problem with nausea that my doctors have actually prescribed an anti-nausea medication. Fun, right? But actually,
Joy of joys.
I'm glad that I have it. It's genuinely made a huge difference. Anyway.
That's good. They work good against enemy beasts, but not enemy barbarians. Defenders have high endurance, but move slowly. They're best suited for defense. Again, as the name fucking implies. Defenders work best against enemy barbarians, but not enemy wyverns.
Wyvern.
Listen. I live in the mountain with a fucking bird. Don't judge me on my pronunciation of things. Shooters attack things.
And that's all you need to know. Attack from a distance. I mean, basically, yeah. That's just it. All these things are really fucking redundant anyway. Shooters attack from a distance, but have low endurance. Shooters work best against enemy wyverns, but not enemy beasts.
Griffin, do you need water?
I need professional help. Repairers repair allied units. Try saying that 5 times fast, but have little attacking power. Did I stutter? Workers at mines. Mines have strong attacking power, but workers don't. Surprise, surprise, in the age-old battle between workers and mines, mines come out on top. Or below, more accurately. Mines explode when touched by the enemy. Explosions will damage everything in the immediate area. Inhaling brings oxygen to the lungs.
I want to hear about the stoners, baby.
I mean, if there were ever a word to describe stoners, immobile would be the one. Stoners can fire a single boulder, causing extensive damage to every enemy it hits. Tri-stoners can fire 3 boulders simultaneously, causing extensive damage to every enemy they hit. We can't use the tri-stoner or fire catapult because they're still not ready. Why I bother telling you about them anyway is beyond fucking me. Catapults shoot rocks at a great distance. You seem to be sensing a theme here, causing extensive damage to every enemy they hit. I fucking wonder. I fucking wonder if you can guess this one. Try me. Try me.
Do they shoot water cannons?
Exactly. Fire catapults fire bombs at great distance, causing extensive damage to every enemy they hit. We can't use tri-stoners or fire catapults because we don't have the fucking money. So donate to our Patreon. For additional incentive, I'll show you my dad's feet pics. We have 15,000 gil right now. We need 3,000 gil for each battle. Like, these are literally Patreon tiers.
I mean, I did save before all of this, but...
Yeah.
I want to actually help directly, so... I mean, I'll drop 2,000. I think that's not too bad. This makes 17,000 gil.
He just holds out the donation pot continuously. He's like, yeah, thank you. Try again. Oh, God. Move the cursor wherever the X mark does not appear, then press OK to set up. After all positions are in place, press cancel. This starts the... You know, of all the buttons you could have chosen...
To start,
enter, either of those. Cancel is what starts.
Well, canceling out of the menu, basically.
Yeah, even so. Soldiers can only be arranged near the shed in the beginning. That's because if the soldiers are too far away, they won't be able to follow instructions. You can only put soldiers above the horizontal line at the very bottom. Soldiers can be instructed by pushing assist, so if any commands are unclear, push it real good.
So speaking of if commands are unclear, I'm just gonna double check. Because I need to make sure that I have the controls, which I can't remember automatically.
Also, for whatever reason, like, the voice I was using for this was reminding me of fucking Ron Perlman's one monologue from Adventure Time. Before there was time, before there was anything, there was nothing. And before there was nothing, there were monsters.
Alright, so delete is the button that I want to hit for instructions, I guess.
Soldiers can report by pushing OK. Okay. The cursor will move to the soldier who made the report. Press cancel and you'll hear the report without moving. And you can bet Shinra will send platoons at you on a regular basis. It would be great if you could spare the time to help us. But if you really don't have time, could you contribute some financial like again, my dude, you've made your point abundantly clear by this point. Either pay up, put up, or shut up. Those are the options. Alright, looks like we're getting ready for attack right now. Please, any help is appreciated. I'm really being fucking casual about this whole affair.
Jingle jangle.
Jingle jangle, motherfucker.
Alright, I'm gonna give this a shot, guys.
You have 10 enemies. There appear to be many beasts, so you may want to deploy more attackers. Thank you for telling me how to play the game. We got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle.
Okay.
God, this track. Oh my god! Look at the fucking gummy ships from Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. I mean, they've got plenty of money at this point.
Yeah. I feel like this is another underappreciated track from the soundtrack.
Standard fighter.
Yeah.
Got a problem?
Ah,
Alright, Defender. Just adding a few more. Just a whole bunch of fucking attackers, alright?
I mean, God.
Am I not allowed to put any more over here?
They look like a bunch of fucking garden gnomes. Like, oh,
Oh,
God.
am I just out?
I think you might be, oddly enough, like, it's so bizarre. You know what fucking came to mind seeing all these toy-looking figures here? Fucking small soldiers.
For what?
Small Soldiers, the movie.
The what?
It came to mind when I saw all these toy-looking fighters on the board.
Okay, I guess I'll have to take your word on that. I am not familiar with that.
You never heard of Small Soldier?
No, anyway, I'm gonna go play my game.
Okay, fair enough. It's just that took me by surprise.
Alright, let's give this a shot. Yes.
God, the music is reminding me of some of the stages from the original Smash.
God, how the fuck, if at all, are they gonna reimagine this and remake?
Okay. Okay, so Beast going up this way. Got plenty. Let's get you moved right here. Alright, so Beast... Thank you. Alright, Beast coming up that way. Awesome, thanks. Alright, so 10 enemies in total. Are they gonna kiss?
I mean,
Hello.
God, that reminds me. There's a fucking TikTok I'll have to... I forget if it's a TikTok, but it's something I'll have to show you later.
Yep. Gotcha. Alright. Beast, 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 beast. Okay. That's fine. I think I could probably afford to move you. Let's actually put you here. I don't suppose you can hit that. Oh! Okay. Wait. You gotta move closer?
They're just standing the fuck still.
Okay. Yeah. Well, attacker. Attack.
Do what you do best.
Nice. Keep attacking. I can presume you're going to do that. Anyway. Attack. Let's attack this guy. There we go. Yeah. Let's actually move you over here. You can go ahead and stay there, actually. Oh, well, that's a wyvern.
Huh.
Nice. Nice. Alright. You.
Nice.
Sweet. Keep attacking. Anyway, you... I'm going to have you actually attack the wyvern. There we go. And, yep. Keep attacking. You. I'm going to have you come and attack that. So not great against the wyverns. I'm actually going to have you attack this guy. And then you can help fight this guy. Nice. Alright. You. What's up with this one? I hope you did. You move so slow. I guess that's kind of the point. I literally don't remember how I did all of this. Nice. Go after this guy.
This certainly something to direct people's attention to if they ever complain about like the pace of traditional turn-based RPGs.
Keep attacking. And
I mean, I'm not much for them myself, but at least they have more of a pulse than this.
nice. And you go ahead and help with this guy.
Yes.
Oh, well. Okay. Shooter. Alright. There's a
Shooter,
wyvern.
I hardly know her. Anyway.
Yeah, just keep going with that. Okay, cool. Go after that. You good, guys? Zelda, did you need help there?
I mean, depends on what you're really asking.
Keep going. Where are you going? Go after the fucking wyvern, you stupid! What are we paying you for?
Good question.
Oh. Alright. Go after that. So as you see, he is dealing the exact same amount of damage that he is taking. Alright.
Well, if they could see, I was about to comment that I find it ironic that the gameplay portion of the game with the slowest action is what's murdering the frame rate on the stream.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting like one frame a minute, honestly.
No, there's a lot of visual things moving around. Oh, well, I guess. Attack! So this guy's probably gonna die. Yep.
Well,
Yeah, just keep going against it. Yeesh.
ew.
Yeah, he's gonna keeping attack.
He's a chunky boy.
What?
He's got that chunky health. Cowboy up. I am actually unsure, Shikarian. Is this where we get the Phoenix Summon materia?
Not now. I believe that comes later.
Ah, gotcha.
Keep attacking. Cavalry's coming.
Yep.
And let's have you come join down the here.
Join the party.
I mean, the boss is doing a great job at killing every enemy that it's coming across.
You ain't wrong.
Alright, you are confused.
I mean, yes, I am, but that's another matter.
Alright.
Jeez.
Yeah. Commander's getting bits chipped away at him. Alright. Are you just literally just standing right there? Okay.
I mean, the dude is winded. He just had a long, hard-fought battle. Now, these damnable land masses getting in the way of my murder march.
Alright, alright. You're paying them to not die. Well,
I mean,
yay!
there we go. God. Fucking
The classic.
8-bit.
Whew, that was long. But Shinra's troops will be back. Be sure and scout the area well. We don't know when they'll attack again. We have 12 allies left, so there's 2,400 gil. Oh yeah, I found this just now on the battlefield. Convenient since they never stepped foot outside this fucking shed. Maybe it'll come in handy for you guys.
Ooh.
I mean, I imagine it'll come in handy for you, Mr. Hair Gel.
Let's see. What is... can I just look at the item? So for paying 3,000 gil into it, oh... Yeah, my money took a hit. That's fine, though.
Yeah. You look at the magic comb. The power of fashionista mountain men shines within you.
I think that's a weapon for Red. Red 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's long and lengthy process. Even just doing it the one time helps. But, yeah. So far that's good. Let's see what you have to say. Okay.
Ask my son where he got his magic comb.
So doing that at least once, like, it's a nice little mini game, and especially back in the days when there wasn't a lot of diversity in gameplay in an individual video game, it was a nice little fun strategy element that wasn't quite as common back in the day, but, yeah, we've done our bit here.
Oof.
What?
So I just took a look at the stream. I think there's about a 5-minute lag.
Really?
Yeah. And again, it's like 1 frame a minute, if that. But I just heard a conversation that we had a few minutes ago.
Well, you may need to refresh.
Oh, I've been refreshing.
I see. Well, yeah, that sure did a lot to fuck that up.
Let me see here. Well, now it looks like it's finally caught up to where we're in the shed, but it has not helped with the frame rate.
Oh boy. This is unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think there's much that can be done about it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, there's literally nothing about it. Oh god, Phoenix Rising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit here for a minute, let it cool off, and let the chat, like, hopefully the stream will catch up again in a moment.
Yeah. God.
Gotta love when technology/internet. I'm definitely gonna have to swap out that. I mean, I think it really was just that there was so much stuff on the screen moving at once.
Yeah, it might be like, because I think like, I do love the idea of all those like various images you had at the top in there, but I think the actual water graphic has to go, unfortunately.
I'm gonna have to check on how I'm able to change that. When I briefly checked it before I went live today, I didn't see anything that was actually like divorcing the motion part of it. All right,
You take care, Phoenix.
you're gonna get this like 10 minutes after you leave, but
Yeah.
feel free to type it in the chat. Unfortunately, I can't at the moment for some reason, but
Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and do that.
Giving it visually nothing. Hopefully. I'm gonna do a quick test and we can even fucking time this. Alright, so here I am at 6:27. When I say this, if you in the chat who are watching, can you please say, let's see. What would be a good phrase to say? How about, cats are great, just because I have a cat right in front of me. When you hear me say this, say cats are great.
Ironically enough, I literally just heard me talk about the fact that I heard a conversation we were mentioning 5 minutes ago. So yes, as Laura said, type cats are great by the time you hear this.
I will say that, additionally, recording for the song that patrons have voted on, I've had a little bit taken out of me vocally this week, I'll say that much. I did record the one podcast, and I recorded the song that the Patreon folks actually voted for. Yeah, the stream has been on the struggle bus on my end, but sometimes my internet buffers around this time on the weekends anyway. Yeah, no, it's not just you, Verbrina. But yes, the song that the patrons voted on, which is literally going to be a milestone song. A couple of things, because Irenia Studios is actually doing incredibly well, like especially because of the other side cover, which broke 10,000 views.
Hell yeah.
I think it's actually about halfway to 11,000 views, which,
Nice.
shit, man. And I'm also at right around 300 subscribers over on Serenia Studios, so I figured I would show my appreciation for all of the wonderful people who came by to watch one of my song covers and decided to stick around and subscribe to the channel by putting out another song cover. And so I went to Patreon and I said, hey patrons, how would you like to vote on the song that I cover to celebrate my milestones? And put forth a few ideas, and they ended up voting on the final decision, and I'm looking forward to producing that. But it was very vocally challenging, especially that one octave jump that I've told you about, Griffin.
Yeah.
Well, that's 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I still have not seen any cats are great yet.
So this entire conversation is going to be going on after people say cats are great. You guys are going to know exactly how long, because I'm going to remark on the fact that I see you saying carts are good. Cats are great. You're going to hear me actually remark on that the first time that actually fucking pops up.
Oh, my word.
And you're going to know exactly how much time of a lag there is. I would take it down, except that YouTube has this thing that the second I take it down and bring it back up again, it stores the video automatically. Ooh. There's the first cats are great.
There we go.
Alright, so it took about 3 minutes.
Yeah?
3 minutes.
Jesus fuck.
3 minutes. Do you mind actually typing in the chat 3 minutes for me?
God.
Oh my lord. Ah, 3-minute lag. Oh my god, I am so sorry. If I ever do that again, I'm not doing it on stream. If I ever have to go back to that fucking thing, I'm gonna fucking just do it off camera. Oh god.
Yeah, bubba.
Yep, 3 minutes.
Jesus.
I am so sorry, guys. And you're not even gonna hear this for another 3 minutes. That's the really fucking thing about all of this. Christ. Alright. Note to self. Don't.
Just don't.
Alright.
Boy.
I wonder if this is why the stream has been buffering every few seconds. Yeah, it's because internet sucks and also YouTube sucks. Ah.
Interesting combination. Fucking gremlin dogs here.
Alright, let's see. Do you tiny little things have something to steal?
Do you have something to...
Ah, nope, they don't. Well, they're all at their limit break.
Jesus.
Burb!
Bird up.
Boomerang? Huh.
Okay,
Well,
boomerang.
entirely unnecessary limit break.
Yeah? Look, take no chances with birds.
It was so unnecessary! Cloud!
It says you.
Well, I know you are biased against the burb.
Listen.
Alright.
My word.
Congratulations on how well Serenity Studios is. Thank you. I legitimately actually appreciate that.
Yeah.
I am, like, legitimately very happy with how things are going over on that channel.
Yeah.
It's been a little slow going for the last year or so since I actually opened it up. But I will say that it is certainly giving me more incentive to continue doing song covers on the channel.
Yeah.
Which is good. I need to get more of my ass kicked into doing that anyway. Mostly
Agreed.
because I struggle sometimes with energy, sometimes with self-confidence when it comes to actually recording song covers, but if I needed further proof that it's something that I should probably do more often, the fact that it is literally the most popular video on my channel, I think is enough of an indication There's no reason to do this particular limit break except to continue building on limit breaks anyway.
Jesus.
It's like we're talking into the past.
Breath of the Wild.
Rule says cards are great.
I mean, when played with friends, absolutely.
Jesus.
God. One of these days, we're gonna have to arrange a session of Cards Against Humanity with the Monum crew.
Oh. Would we be able to? Because
I would imagine so.
I don't think that there are a lot of sites that allow that right now.
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, because Pretend You're Zizzy ended up actually getting... I think it
Taken
was
down?
completely taken down. If not, then it was taken
Jesus.
down and then they had to revamp their entire structure.
Yeah, because I know there's also been some alternatives that have popped up.
However, I do think that we should probably play some Scriblio.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that that would be fun to play live. And I would do Jackbox, except Jackbox also streams poorly.
Yeah.
Nah.
Jesus.
You know what we should do? We should do D&D live. Probably not Modem live, but
Oh, yeah.
I
Maybe
sh-
like a one-shot thing.
I should do that thing that I keep saying I'm going to be doing and then actually do it. Oh,
Huh.
and what are you? It's an owl bear.
I was gonna say, it's a fucking... it's less of an owl bear and more of an owl Furby.
Oh.
Which I think is more frightening, to be honest.
Owl Furby.
Yeah?
Alright, bye. I've gotta go. I'm dead.
I'll talk to you later. I'm dead.
That's what it is, yes.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later. I'm dead.
Dan's reactions to all those fucking Pokemon designs are fucking hilarious.
Oh, Dan, and especially Sleepy Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I guess this is our life right now.
Just comments like, this looks like a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Just something like fucking Doduo.
It's just in general, Dan's commentary always gets me. I've always loved when he did his solo commentary stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see him do more of that, in fact.
Agreed.
I will say I've been enjoying the Danganronpa playthrough that they've been doing, because what gets me is that they will keep saying things that are weirdly prophetic,
Yeah.
and then like they'll fuck up on, well, what else is there to do? What do I have to check here? What else? Did you try the dresser? Oh. Why so many owl Furbies?
I mean,
Or bear Furbies? Owlbear Furbies?
it's like a cross between a Furby and a Cactar.
Owlburbies?
Jesus. But is it Cactar or Cactuar? I never fucking...
Cactar.
Yeah, because I know there's a U in there.
Ooh, restore went up. Yeah, I got Cure 2 on there, nice.
Excellent.
So, I don't want to do anything plot important when I've got, like, a 3-minute lag going on.
Yeah.
That's just why I'm kind of running around and just doing this. So I'm just kind of chilling and chatting and all of that stuff. I'm going to see about trying to be more careful about how much visual stuff I have on screen at a time.
Yeah.
Nothing graphically intensive. Bonk. But yeah. I'm thinking, I mean, I may return to this next week. I'm also thinking of... Jesus Christ, Eris!
I mean...
I am thinking about... Ooh, lightning. Anyway, I am thinking about opening up to streaming a little bit more often. Just because there are so many things that I want to stream, and only streaming once a week means that I kind of have to choose between a whole bunch of them. if I were to end up streaming more times in a week, I would probably be like doing one art stream, doing one video game stream, and I would love to arrange to have a D&D stream. The one that I keep talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that more than 3 times a week would just be impossible for me. I mean, unless I'm making like $1,000 every stream kind of thing. If I'm making $1,000 every stream, then you better believe that I'm streaming 5 days a week, you know? But like, I'm not there yet, and I don't know that I'll ever quite get to that point. Whatever I do get right now, obviously makes a huge difference for me. I am definitely grateful for what I get as I stand. It's just,
Yeah.
I have to balance between doing the things that I love to do, which I enjoy playing games and stuff like that, and obviously I enjoy talking a great deal. And also, because this is kind of, I mean, I hate to say this is my job, because it's not most financially viable at this point. And I remark on that only to say that I would love for it to someday, but like, I'm not gonna pressure folks who are currently watching to be like, no, you gotta pay me more money. I would love to be able to do stuff on my channel that draws people to it, that people enjoy the content that I'm making, which is another reason why I would want to do like some D&D streams, because a lot of people really love D&D and they love getting and they love being able to watch that kind of thing unfold live and getting storytelling stuff. And, stop flapping your cactus wings at me. And I would be having a lot of fun doing that because I love D&D. DMing is also, there's a lot of work that has to go into that too.
Yeah.
But, believe me when I say, I would love to have that sort of thing. So, I want to be successful on YouTube because I'm doing something that people want to see. And sometimes that can be a steep cliff to climb up. Might as well do a summon. Anyway,
I mean,
pretend your Zuzi is still up. Yeah, but I also remember there being something like, a time that you have to wait for rooms or something like that. A timer or something along those. If it wasn't pretend your Zuzi, then it was like one of the alternatives that popped up. Because it became so popular that they were like, oh well, now you have to watch ads. Now it needs to be on a delay. Either way, not that I'm against playing Cards Against Humanity, the only other difficulty there is how, saucy, I guess you can put it.
well, I wasn't even saying for stream so much as just for shits and giggles.
Oh, yeah, that too. We do need to possibly do that at some point.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bear?
Oh my god, bearbies are so passé.
I mean, I can't bear this. Thank you for the fucking
Bear hug.
motor. By the way, if you haven't actually seen Griffin's latest entry into Now Voice This, the seventh round of all of this, feel free to check out his Twitter if you want to link your entry deliberately. I also have an entry. I don't have a what the fuck is that?
That is someone who has way too much free time on their hands.
Oh, he swapped our zones. I see.
Huh.
Alright.
But, yeah, I can link that in the chat if you want.
Yeah, sorry. I do have my own entry into that. I don't have a visual for it, so I can't exactly link to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the accompanying visual because I've heard the actual audio part, and I'm looking forward to that going out.
Yeah. I have no idea if I'm gonna be able to make it to the next round or anything. Jesus. Alright. I did have fun with it, though. Oh, a high potion.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, ultimately, that's why I do this competition, just for fun. I don't expect
Yeah.
anything to come of it, because even if you do make it to the final end, it's pretty much fucking lottery.
Yeah.
It's either a lottery or a popularity contest as to who gets the final thing, which, honestly, kind of defeats the purpose of an actual competition, but...
Yeah. But I mean, that's just it. Like, it is what it is. I will say that this one apparently has... Is it this one that has 2 winners at the end?
It was 2 contests ago, I believe it had 2 winners.
Okay. Don't menace
So I think they're
me.
back to 1 winner.
Okay. Well, that also tracks. Either way, I don't expect to make it past round 3. I never really expected to make it past whatever round I'm on, but I made it to the quarterfinals, which, again, not bad.
Yeah. It's usually how far I make it.
No, you made it to the semifinalists and the finalist round.
Like,
Sometimes.
once each.
Yeah? And how many times have you participated?
I think this makes 5.
Alright.
Yeah.
But you've still gotten pretty far each time. Pretty reasonably far, and the fact that you've made it to finalist and semi-finalist at least a couple of times, to that point, indicates to me that you do pretty well with these things, and ultimately it just comes down to a matter of personal preference for the people who are doing the judging.
Oh, yeah. And I do appreciate the compliment.
As it stands, I have no idea if this one's going to be enough to move me on to the next round. It'd be nice, but I actually don't know what I'm going to do if I were to somehow actually win.
And again, here's the thing, like, it's always fucking surprising who does and doesn't get. I mean, like, there have been people who have, like, been in the fucking industry who haven't made it past the first round. Like, there have been times when, say, like PM Seymour didn't make it past the first round. And so you
What?
never are quite sure how far it's gonna go.
My desk is covered in fluffing glitter. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Did you sneeze today?
I mean,
It's gonna be 3 minutes before you hear me fucking totally own your ass there, Zach.
Jesus.
3 whole minutes before you know exactly how badly you've been burned.
At this point, I think you've already established your ownership of said ass.
Excusez-moi?
I know what I said.
You are incorrect, sir.
You're right, that goes to Dawn. Anyway.
I was gonna say... Damn, Tifa!
Damn, son, where'd you find that?
Whee! Bombed.
Just
Honestly,
so, like, the
I could just
idea-
fucking picture Eris every time going, whee! Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
Like she's using a fucking wiffle bat.
But sorry, yeah, you were gonna say?
I don't recall saying, or going to say, being ready to say anything.
That sentence, man!
Yeah, my brain juice.
Ah. Don't do that, no. I am gonna have to drink something, 1 sec.
Okay.
Right. I am looking forward to putting stuff out on my channel. More stuff
as
out.
well you should.
I will say this year has been difficult for motivation. And not because I don't care about what I've been putting out there or that I don't care about the people who watch my channel, especially so diligently. It's that it is really hard in a year with so much conflict and so much doom and gloom that's been kind of hanging over our heads. It's been hard to process that, on top of already being someone prone to depression. And difficulty with, like, executive dysfunction and motivation issues as well. So, like, trying to be creative in an environment where, like, the question of the what's the point, which is a bad question, it's not a good faith question, but it's kind of difficult to avoid that question given the circumstances. And it's hard to fight past that, at least for me and for a lot of people. I have seen a lot of people experiencing symptoms of depression that they did not prior to the pandemic hitting. So it's been weird to see people go through the shit that I have been going through, like, the majority of my life. Like, the last 25 years of my life. But it's like I recognize all of the things that's going on for everyone, because it's like, my lived experience as a fucking prepubescent person.
Same hat.
Yeah. Looks like the burn finally hit him.
I mean...
Heat wing what? I'm sorry, did the lizard just shoot a fucking laser? Never mind. Did it lizard me?
It's Final Fantasy.
It lasered me!
It's Final Fantasy.
No, Griffin is correct. I'm sorry, this was 3 minutes ago. What was he correct about?
Good question, because I don't even know what I'm correct about
Can
most of the time.
you ask him in chat? The 3-minute delay makes this suck.
You know what it is? I think it's about you owning his ass.
Oh, okay, that's also fair.
God.
Makes this suck, and also more comedic. Why not Por qué no los dos? Wow, that was the least Hispanic I've ever sounded.
I mean...
Por qué
You know
no-
what? I still get compliments from Gabe about how well you did in that fucking... Undertale Spanish comic dub.
Yes. I even gave some lessons on pronunciation to the other people.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I will say, at least one person did not need a lesson from me, but they live in Texas, so not really a surprise there. I grew up with Spanish being spoken in my house, so a lot of the pronunciation just kind of, like, stuck around. Because my parents both lived variously in Mexico, and, of course, living in Mexico, you tend to learn Spanish.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully, but they were also rich people, so... And I say this affectionately, but, you know, they could afford to do it, and so... But yeah, so I was surrounded by Spanish for at a very young age, which is usually when we're developing our cognitive language faculties, and so that pronunciation stuck with me. But yes, ¿por qué no los dos? And
Yes.
I can actually sound like I'm speaking it. I can say precisely a handful of things. Precisely a handful. Fuck me. I can say a handful of things. I can say a handful of things in Spanish, but I am by no means fluent. But the few things that I do know how to say, I sound fluent. Safe word is wiffle bat. I think, again, my favorite example is lo siento porque no los porque no hablo español bien, porque estudiando solamente 2 años en la escuela y no recuerdo mucho.
Really, Mija? Because you speak it well.
Yeah, I had one customer come through when I was a cashier who was just like, "You sure?"
Are you sure about that?
Yay! Figured I'd do a little bit of leveling while I was out here and doing all the things. I love that the game interrupted me. I mean, that's the point, but I'm just
It's almost as if the game has its own agenda.
But, I am gonna see about what I can do to possibly start doing more streams during the week. One, because it'd be nice if I have more opportunities to funnel money into my bank account, and I say that sarcastically. But also because, I do want to be... There's a lot of things that I want to stream. I have a lot of shit that I want to show all of you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I may still only be able to do it for a couple of hours at a time. And that's for me just, again, more of like a health limitation that I have to impose on myself. But I do want to be seeing what I do want to see what I can do to start also making more of the content. Like the podcasty stuff is also going to be a little bit easier for me in terms of production, because I don't have to worry about visuals as much. And I don't have to script a whole bunch of it or anything like that, so I can just literally speak off the top of my mind. And you guys can find out how good I am at actually staying on topic, even when I set myself on a topic. I'm gonna even fucking spoil this right now. So the first episode of this podcasty thing is me talking about manufactured authenticity, and I went on to talk about YouTube, the way that it behaves, and, you know, celebrities, and the sort of, like, I talked a little bit about, like, parasocial relationships, how there's a little bit of a disconnect, and how there are still, like, the people on the other side of the screen are still human beings. And the whole concept of, like, the pyramid at the top. I'm giving you the fucking summary of the entire thing. Anyway, first episode is about manufacturing authenticity, and how there has to be some sort of degree of that, in order to basically make any kind of living off of YouTube, because of the way that YouTube is set up. I've got other planned topics, nice. I've got other planned topics, and I'm going to see what I can do to try and release one of those a month, if I can. It'd be nice if I could do more than once a month, but obviously we'll have to take it one step at a time. Alright, let me see if I can get Eris to level up one more time, and then I'll probably call it.
Right.
Because it's coming close to the time as of right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that within a handful of fights, a handful of encounters, she's actually going to be ready to level up, so.
Nice.
Speaking of leveling up, I am so happy with the choices that I made for leveling up Ophelia. So, 2 sessions ago, our team ended up actually having multiple encounters, and literally one of them, Gab was debating how tough she wanted to make the battle, and I said, no, try to kill us. And she goes, okay. And then she put a whole bunch of things against us, ended up adding more enemies, and some really tough ones with some really tough abilities. And it was a lot of fun, I'll say that much.
Yep.
The way that we got through that thing. The way that I have Ophelia structured is that she is a warlock, and she has Hellish Rebuke. And every time that she got attacked, physically attacked in that battle, she would immediately do the reaction of the Hellish Rebuke. And on top of that, she also, so I think I may have mentioned this on stream before, but I don't remember. But one of the enemies made the mistake of actually attacking her boyfriend. And so she pushed him off a cliff with a psychic attack, which actually forced him to recall his Big B's hand, which is what he was using to try and crush Scout. So just to save him from falling off the cliff to his death. And And then from there, he continued to try and pull shit. But then Ophelia unleashed Chain Lightning.
Yeah, that stung.
And shaved off about 60 hit points with that one attack. And then hit him with, I think it was either one or two more lightning bolts after that point. And so she managed to individually shave this one guy who was he was a toughie. He had a lot of not so great spells in his inventory, but yeah, got him down to 1 HP, that's when he decided to try and make a run for it, and unfortunately our paladin went no. And then stabbed him in the chest, and he died for a second.
He got better.
He kinda died. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, he kinda died a little, but Ophelia did actually come over and actually save him, so.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop our dear paladin from having been traumatized, so...
A bit.
I missed an opportunity to make a joke about snorting glitter. Oh, so your podcast is more of a conversational thing than a topic-driven podcast. Well, it'd be conversational if I had anyone else that was on with me at the time. I'm actually, at least for the first few, going to be me just kind of chatting about stuff. I may try to actually tighten up how focused any of the future installments might be. But honestly, I still have to get my bearings with it, and kind of the only way to really and truly get good at something is to do it, so...
Oh, yeah.
I have been treating it similarly to how I talk during my streams, with... Obviously, it's only me, and I don't have any other visuals to accompany it, nothing that's either distracting me or to help me. So it's just me talking for like an hour for this first one. Which is another reason why I had a bit of a vocal demand on my throat. Alright, she is leveled. Sweet.
Alright.
But yes, I'm looking at kind of... I do still want it to be, like, accessible, and I do want it to probably be a bit more focused in the future. I'm probably going to be having Griffin hop on for co-commentary on these things.
Yeah.
But... And I'll probably be introducing topics that are going to be much more specific, but just to get kind of into the rhythm of recording myself talking and all of that.
Yeah, I might as well also say that I am toying with the idea of doing a podcast of my own with interchangeable hosts. I would definitely love to have you on as a host at least once, or a co-host at least once.
Yeah, at least once.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking of maybe having like different guests in for different topics.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. Just the once though. I'm teasing, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So, alright. I'm gonna do the save. Savey the thingy, I guess.
Yeah.
So, that's that. I'm gonna quit on that.
Alright.
Alright, so, here's the thing. I know that there's a delay. And I don't want to just close out the stream, like, mid-sentence, so I'm gonna try and give it a few minutes to kind of at least catch up with that. If I'm not actually saying, since I'm probably going to be, I'm going to keep things live, so I'm probably going to continue chatting. I will say that after I say goodnight, whatever we say is not going to be integral to actually follow or anything. It's probably just going to be further chit-chat between me and Griffin.
Yeah.
That all said, I do want to thank you guys all for watching today, despite all of the delays and the lag and all of that stuff. I really appreciate you putting up with that. I'm going to see what I can do to try and reduce that going forward, even if it means having to install a new thing again, or just fucking whatever. I don't know what my options are, but obviously it can't be so visually demanding, or else I'm just going to have my stream just fuck up. So thank you guys all for watching. I also want to share my appreciation again for those of you who have been, like, obviously my patrons. They are shaping shit that I'm doing in the future. Things like voting on what I stream next, you know, when I'm actually putting it up for voting, but it does happen.
Yeah.
But they vote for at least a handful of things, and when I'm like, hey, what do you want me to cover next? I may make that a regular option for people to choose between a few different options for me to cover. I do have a couple of things that are going to be in the pipelines, there we go, for what's going up on the channel, but I want to see about giving the patrons a little bit more influence on the direction of the channel, so to speak. That actually even includes some ideas of what I have for if I do ever start streaming D&D stuff, like getting to vote on stuff that happens in the game, or like voting on, I think the concept I even kind of came up with is voting on giving them a benefit, a boon, or a detriment of some kind. And basically, like, you know, you get to vote on it, and whatever ends up winning, the characters in the game get to experience. So that's an idea, and that's, like, if I ever do get around to the D&D thing that I want to do, and I'm like, if I can, and I want to. So that's going to be that. So there are a lot of benefits, plus you get early access to videos that go up, like any of the pre-generated content. Obviously, streaming you can't exactly get early access to. Yeah, I am definitely feeling the edge of all of the vocal shit I've been doing. I also had to last second re-record my entry for Now Voice This, because the deadline was today. So anyway, so obviously the patron support, it literally gets me through month to month, so that much is appreciated. Also, the obvious option on the screen is the Ko-fi.com. If you donate through that, I get technically a more of a percentage than if you do it through Super Chat, but Super Chat is also helpful because they have a minimum payout, and I am not quite at the minimum there, but like it usually eventually pays out. It's just usually a few months in between. That all said, Ko-fi is usually the most direct way to send money my way, even if it's just like a one-time thing. I try not to be, like, huge on the commitment thing, like, if you're able to do these kinds of things. And again, I'm going to insist that if it's not something that you can afford, or if it's going to take you out of a comfortable zone for yourself, do not. I don't want that. But either way, I do appreciate it, especially as I try to get my head back together and making more stuff. More stuff is actually literally being made. And you're going to start seeing that hopefully in the next couple of weeks, or more of a direct result of it. Anyway, so, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you, Griffin, for joining me in call today.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you guys for putting up with Final Fantasy VII, and again, thank you for putting up with the lag today. I do apologize for that. And hopefully you will see me in next week, usually same time, same day, same place, same channel. And I'll have to decide on what I'm doing then. And hopefully maybe you'll start seeing me streaming more often. That'd also be nice, I think. But in the meanwhile, this is officially where I'm going to be cutting it off for here. So just so that I have a decent idea of whether or not people are still behind, or when I can actually finally stop streaming, whenever you hear me say this, please say to me, good night, and Griffin, go to bed.
But it's 5 o'clock.
Griffin, go to bed.
Yeah.
Besides which, it's just a stream test, Griffin.
God.
I can send you to bed. Whether or not you listen to me is an entirely different thing. But yes, when you say Griffin go to bed is when I'm going to cut the stream. So
All right.
you guys will still hear everything that's actually relevant.
We could also just like mute the convo so that they don't have to be privy to our behind the scenes chat here.
Yeah, but what if they want to? Yeah,
I
but they're not.
suppose.
They're not gonna see it because once I kill the stream.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Thank you for the stream. It was a good stream. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah.
But this has, yeah. I'm looking forward to hopefully what I can start bringing up soon. I know I keep repeating myself on that, but I have higher ambitions than sometimes my health actually allows for, and that's the frustrating part.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to be working again on more like adoptable stuff. I need to get back
Please do.
I need to get back to the outfits stuff that I've been working on. Yeah, I've got some sleep to catch up on. That much is definitely true.
Yeah.
Wow.